Hello, I'm Adam Graycar, and I'm so sorry I can't be with you in person today. But at least here I am on the video with my pet giraffe alongside me. Now, it's very interesting when historians start to write about the sorts of things that was one's everyday life many, many years ago. It makes you feel like an absolute relic. But I'm so pleased that our historians have written about Australia's welfare history and have written about the Australian Assistance Plan. It was a very, very interesting experiment so long ago. And it was interesting from my point of view, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about what was involved. Here was something that was a different welfare state to the sort of welfare state we're looking at today. Here was a program that was meant to change the way Australians live, to make them live better, to strengthen communities. It wasn't about subsistence welfare, it wasn't about poverty, it was about well-being. And so the federal government set up the program, they looked around and to their very credit said, hey, we'd better evaluate this. And I was lucky enough and interested enough to become an evaluator. Now, the other interesting thing is shows you how far academia has moved on since then, because I didn't have to apply for a grant, I didn't have to fill out a lot of paperwork, I didn't have to get a bunch of referees and talk about my past history. Somebody just called me up and said, hey, would you evaluate the AAP? And I said, what's that? And I went on a learning experience. What was interesting was here was a program that was in the phases of development, and the evaluation started from day one. It was an interesting type of evaluation because we didn't even know what we were evaluating, and the program kept changing. What was interesting was the way in which we learnt about evaluation. I did two evaluations. The first one was the state evaluation for South Australia and the Northern Territory, and that took a whole year. And I had teaching responsibilities and other responsibilities at the same time. And the second was a national evaluation about the impact of the program overall. By the end of the second year, when we'd finished that part of the evaluation, the program had been abolished. So there you go, one of the joys and pitfalls of doing evaluation research. The work, however, was not lost. We think that a lot of good things started in a lot of communities and they had a life beyond the program itself. In terms of my own life and my own career, the Australian Assistance Plan was made a huge impact, because I then wrote a number of books about Australia's welfare policies, welfare politics in Australia, how we subsequently retreated from the welfare state, and in all of those, the AAP figured very, very significantly. It was a way in which I could harness good on-the-ground research to illustrate concepts and thoughts and theories and ideas. And in addition, doing this evaluation not only had me in contact with a huge number of academics, but it also had me in contact with government officials that I wouldn't otherwise have had contact with community people, community activists, ordinary people in communities, and it broadened my knowledge monumentally of Australian social life. After the AAP, I left Flinders University and I went to the University of New South Wales, where I established the Social Policy Research Centre. And we were able to use many of the ideas and the findings to illustrate and broaden our knowledge of the way in which welfare worked. But that was all a long, long time ago, and we've all moved on a lot since then. But today I want to congratulate Melanie and her colleagues, the authors who put together a terrific set of ideas and issues. I look forward very, very much to reading the book when it comes out, even though it may make me feel like somewhat of a relic. Thank you.